Sup geeks, welcome back. It's June, it's Pride, you know what's going on. This is a Drag Race collab, but a very special one because we decided to make only winners. So I team up with my fellow artist Hextian, Moonlightjewel and Kyros Workshop to bring you all this bunch of amazing dolls that you guys definitely have to check them out. Like really, you cannot miss any of them because they are all simply amazing. I chose to go with Aquaria, the winner of season 10, because so many reasons. She's like a breath of fresh air to the art of drag. She's funny, talented, and her fashion sense is beyond words. I also chose these looks from the episode That's Incredible because this is my favorite look from her. So smart, so whimsical, graphic and minimalist at the same time. So start your engines and let's start customizing. I will use Harley Quinn from DC Superhero Girls because you all know I love these dolls for customs, especially because the torso joined and they have legs for days, literally. I also love the fact that she's smiling, which is perfect for this doll. So that said, let's proceed to the basics for every doll customization process, which is removing all the hair, getting rid of all the chunky glue inside of her head, and completely erase the factory paint using 100% pure acetone. We want a clean canvas. The next step was a risky one. I really wanted to remove this doll's boobs, mainly because Aquaria almost goes flat chest. So using my Dremel Light tool, I was really surprised that they were not hollow as I was afraid of, but they are completely solid plastic, which made this process so much easier. And it's time to finally start the main part of a drag queen, the mug, honey. Let's start as usual sketching the face. I always use for this very light flesh color pencil so I can easily fix mistakes in the process. Working on a black canvas is really exciting and terrifying at the same time, not gonna lie, so I prefer to start slow. I always try to sketch both eyebrows at the same time to make them kinda even. Yeah, they're sisters, not twins. I don't know why she kinda looks mean at this point, but we're gonna work on that later, I promise. I'm gonna go kinda hardcore for the contouring and blushing process of this doll, at least if I compare it with my usual style, which is very clean, graphic and anime-like, but well, this is a drag queen after all and contouring is fundamental. Lucky for me, Aquaria's makeup tends to be like soft and mostly blend, so anyways, it's a drag makeup. I want her to look still like a drag queen and not just like a random pretty girl. Yeah, this was really a challenge and I felt so out of my comfort zone. But all I need to do is keep adding more and more layers of pastels, of course, always using Mr. Super Clear or MSC to seal and save my progress from time to time. The thing is, pastels tend to fade a little bit once sealed, so I have to go back and keep saturating the layers to build the colors and shades I want. I will start using my watercolor pencils to start coloring and filling all those empty areas. I know in the beginning they look sort of dim and light, but after some more layers they will start looking better. You will also notice that I don't use black pencil yet at this point because I feel like I'm still setting the face up, so I try to avoid the black color because if I make any mistake, this one is really hard to erase. So for me it's better to set everything first using shades of brown. After working on the creases and the shape of the eyes, I think like the eyes are already set, so I'm gonna move on to that cute pink blush she has on her nose. I don't know why, I love this part of her makeup so much. I think it's just adorable. And well, yes, it's time to finally use the black pencil and oh my gosh, it's so satisfying because you can really tell the difference. It's like the face up starts to actually come into life. I will also use the white pencil to accentuate the areas I really want them touched by the light. Not gonna lie, I really like where this is going. I'm going to use this beautiful pink color to finally fill those lips, which of course I overdraw them a little bit to add some drama, and I'm going to make after that those tiny little dots on her face that looks like whiskers, I think. Using a darker pink color, I will accentuate the corners of the mouth to give them like more depth, and using white I'm going to make a highlight to create the illusion of volume, because drag is basically an illusion. Finally, before moving on to the acrylics, I'm going to make a very subtle blush using a light color pastel. Oh my gosh, she's so cute. And yes, it's finally time to use some acrylics, but just in some specific areas like the scleras, the pupils, and some detailing on the irises. And yes, of course, my favorite part of all my repaints, the cash lights. It's incredible how these tiny white dots can seal the deal, guys. And thanks to the magic of the edition, you can see me here so effortless placing the 3D lashes, but believe me, it was really hard. I used white glue to place them and oh my gosh, they kept moving all around, but somehow I managed. Especially with these paper 3D lashes she used, but they're so cool and extra at the same time. Like, come on, she has like freaking blades on her eyes. Finally, let's put some bling. Yeah, the bitch is painted to the guts, we can move on now to her outfit. For the chest piece, I used the clean wrap and tie method. Despite of being just a very simple part of her outfit, I wanted to look not too flat but more like a piece of an actual shirt. Once dressed, I'm just gonna trim the excess of clean wrap and tape. Anyway, I will be using half of this shape because I want my pattern to be as symmetrical as possible. Once done, I can transfer it to paper. And once I'm sure it feels very well on the doll, we can transfer to the actual fabric, which I chose to be this beautiful silk satin. I know satin is a fabric really hard to wear with, but I think it always pays off in the end because it looks so shiny and beautiful. Once I have the shape on the fabric, all I have to do is sew a hem all the way around. Now I will add a piece of white ribbon in the middle just to add some structure. And finally I will add the collar, which it happens to be this piece of fabric, and I'm just going to sew it this way to give the illusion of an actual shirt collar. While constructing doll clothes most of the time is more about the illusion. We don't need to sew doll clothes like actual human clothes. I think it's because of that so many people are afraid to try it. My advice, don't be. Always experiment. And I promise with the time you will start getting the tricks. And oops, I made the bow off camera. For the fake sleeves she used on this outfit, is that how they're called? I don't know. I will just gather the lower part of the sleeve and then I'm going to close it. And since this is a very short and straight seams, I will use my sewing machine, which I haven't used it for a while. I just think I keep relying too much on hand sewing, but honestly, I really would love to improve my sewing machine skills. And in the very end, I think they turn out really great. For the pants, I was like, how the hell I'm going to make a pants pattern? Since I never made one before, I was kinda scared and terrified, but I just realized Harley Quinn comes with a perfect structured shorts. And that gave me an idea. What if I just rip out the seams using a seam ripper and use this to make my own pattern? So it's not that difficult. All I had to do was trace the shape of the fabric into a paper and then extend the legs to the length of the ankles, and voila! Here we have our pattern. All I have to do is cut it and transfer it to the fabric, which I chose to be black silk to keep all the outfit elegant and in harmony. And remember what I said about me relying too much on hand sewing? Yeah, like the machine was not cooperating and I just feel secure while hand sewing. But I'm really happy how they turned out in the end. I mean, the fit is great and the satin looks just gorgeous. Time to move on to the accessories and stuff. And of course, if you follow my work, you will know this super light earthwork clay is light changing for a doll customizer. Well, at least it changed my life. Always remember to knead it very well before using, and don't worry, this clay is not messy, it won't stick to anything but itself. It's just magical, can I say? As you can see, I can manipulate it effortless, almost like a piece of craft foam. It just happens to be moldable. So what I'm making here is the band or belt she has on her waist. In the beginning I wanted to make it using fabric, but I was like, no, that's it, and no sewing for this doll. Let's just have some fun with clay. And well, as you can see, the process is really fun and simple. I can even trim it using scissors like a piece of paper to get the shape I want. How awesome is that? So while I'm placing it on her body to get the right fit, I have to be careful because it is still clay after all, and if I press it too hard against the hard plastic, I can just ruin the shape. And here it is, fully dry and cured. As you can see, it is completely flexible, and I swear, a feather is heavier than this clay. I also made off camera the base of the headpiece. Now we need to add the bunny ears. So I will be using, of course, the same clay, and as I said, this clay won't stick to anything, but it will stick to itself so well. I'm really happy for having discovered this product for my customs. Like, at least for my doll's accessories, it is the best. Oh my gosh, she's looking so cute. Look at her. So now we have all the main accessories done, including the magician hat I made off camera. Let's paint them and add some gloss. I'm doing this mainly because for some reason only the black clay tends to dry kind of grayish sometimes, and I really want all this like perfect black, so let's paint it. It's not a big deal. And of course, a drag queen needs glitter, she needs to sparkle. And for some reason, I don't know why, black glitter happens to be my favorite one. I never used it on any doll before, so it was really satisfying to finally get to use it. I almost forgot Harley's legs and feet are not human color. And yeah, Mattel went lazy again, be surprised. So let's use a very light flesh tone acrylic, and I will paint only the part that might be visible once the doll is wearing all the clothes on. Finally, let's add some rhinestone for the rings. I switched Harley's grabby hands for a pair of poison ivy ones. And so I think we're done. We have all the elements together now. I added just a few rhinestones to the chest piece just like in her original look, and I added a few to the sleeves as well. I used a pair of WWE Diva Dolls heels which happens to fit the DC girls, and I painted on black. And I add the signature white ribbon to the magician's head. I also add a coat of pearl acrylic to the ears. So I think it's time to dress her up and see how she looks. I think she turned out really great in the end, and for some reason, despite her color palette being black and white, just looking at this doll gives me so much joy, like she just sparkles happiness. Well guys, thank you so much for watching, and come on, go and watch all the other Drag Race winners dolls of this collab. If you love my dolls and haven't subscribed yet, please do, I will appreciate your support. Until the next time, bye!